If you look at those numbers and see the comparable, we're going to have fewer fatalities from this than from the flu.
45,000 people a year die from automobile accidents.
We don't want to lose these companies.
360,000 a year from swimming pools, but we don't
want to lose these workers.
480,000 from cigarettes.
15,000 deaths from the flu. Why isn't the message, get your flu vaccine?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hazy's. You know, at any point that you like what you're watching, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button so you can come back, get yourself notified for more. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the COVID-19. Yeah, it's a sad story that we bring ourselves to today in this world. You know, it's happening all over the country. Every single one of us know about it more than likely, unless you live in the jungle somewhere and you don't have electricity, TV, or, you know, a messenger to come back and forth to tell you anything. And you're probably dying off out in that jungle because it somehow spread to you too, and you don't know what the hell's going on and you're freaking out, right? Yeah, I would assume so. Stupid light, man.
For this, we scared the hell out of the American people. We lost 17 million jobs. We put a major dent in the economy. We closed down the schools. You heard Dr. Oz say we probably didn't have to do that. Shut down the churches and so on. This was not and is not a pandemic.
Okay, so we have a disease that spreads from person to person to person. It has a spread rate of like 3.8 times more than the typical 1.7 times that the typical flu would have. It goes from person to person to person, from country to country, from place to place, and it has already shown to circle this globe. How is that not a pandemic? Who, where, how, what?
Next up, you want to prevent the virus. If your immune system is not strong enough, you don't want the virus to get into the cell. So how do you block it from getting into the cell?
The only way to keep it from entering your cells is to stay absent from it. You can't go out and go to the stores. You can't go to work. Try to stay away from the hospitals and doctors' offices if you can. Don't go anywhere. It will protect you. It will protect your children. It'll protect your family and your friends.
But at the same time, at a certain point, we have to get open and we have to get moving. We don't want to lose these companies. We don't want to lose these workers.
There's a point at which people start having enough problems in lockdown that it will actually create more destruction and actually more death across time than the actual virus will itself.
There is no reason for us to rush back and fire this country up, or any other country for that matter. Staying home is what is gonna save lives. Bottom line, that's it. And as far as people staying home and hurting themselves more and more deaths over the long run is absolutely absurd. Right now, actually, the country and the people have separated themselves from their families and their churches. People have put more into going to work and more thought and effort into making money and less into their families. Right now, more people that have let their lives slide by them and skipped by, they're reconnecting with it. You're going to reconnect. This is a prime opportunity. This is your big chance to reconnect with your children, to reconnect with your spouse, to fall in love with your family, to fall in love with your friends. You can spend more time talking on the phone because you're not at the job and focused on making the money all day. You're not run down and tired at the end of the day to give time to your family. This is your big chance. This is the opportunity. There is no rush to run back and reopen this country when you have the time right now to reopen your life to yourself and to your loved ones. I would try that before I would try going back to work, especially when you got a stimulus check coming.
The entire problem we're having is due to panic, not the virus.
45,000 people a year die from automobile accidents, 480,000 from cigarettes, 360,000 a year from swimming pools, but we don't shut the country down for that, but yet we're doing it for this.
Why are states like California even in shutdown anymore?
And you're going to give a comparison to car crashes. Now, don't get me wrong. You can have a multi-car pileup, on a freeway, the Autobahn, especially at those high rates of speeds. But It is not transferring from person to person to person. It is not a spreadable disease. It is not a virus. It is not a bacteria. It is a car crash. Of course, you're not going to shut the country down for a car crash. That is an accident. This is such a ridiculous statement to put into the mix of this whole thing. I can't even believe we have to mention that. You know, now, they mentioned cigarette smoke. Now, there is a cause of harm to secondhand smoke, and if you were in a large room of people or in your house with children, you are causing damage to somebody else. So to maybe throw cigarette smoke in there, yes, that is a little more harmful. It does spread a little bit, but again, it is not a virus. It is not a bacteria. It is not a disease. It does not go from person to person to person. It won't spread from your backyard to another country. Don't give cigarettes as a comparison. You can't give car crashes as a comparison. That is absolutely ridiculous. There are so many people out there that are losing their family, their children, their grandparents, their mothers, their fathers, their aunts, their uncles, their sisters, their best friends, their preachers, just everybody that they come in contact with in their daily lives. They're losing some of them. Some of them are getting sick. Some of them are getting better. But a lot of people are still being lost, and it's being spread from country to country, to place, to region, to state, to city, to your own backyard. And everybody thinks that they have a reason why they should get out and get back to running around. Please, whatever that reason is, it's not worth another person. It's not worth your child. It's not worth your mother or your father. It's not worth your grandmother or your grandfather. The few dollars that we're going to make in the midst of trying to get back out there can never replace the value of a human life and what they will do emotionally for you today, tomorrow, and forever. You can't give up on humanity, not to make money. Everybody needs to take a step back and think about the things that they're trying to prioritize in this world. Over what? I would rather spend time with my grandmother and my grandfather. I want to see my mother and my father, my brothers. I don't have any sisters. I'd want to see them if I did, though. I would even give them a hug. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to not miss my friends. I don't want to have to tell a story about this one day and talk about the people that I lost. I want to be able to sit back and tell the story about how we all stayed at home and the country and the world worked together and we created a safe place. And we survived, and we created lives, and we survived of so many people opposed to losing them because we worked together and we stayed home. Don't feel like because things are starting to work or go into a better direction that we should just jump right out and get right back into things. This is just a sign that it's working. And when things are working, you keep the machine working. Put a little grease in the wheels. Let's stay at home a little longer. Right? Put a little gas in the tank. Stay at home a little longer. Let's fuel the protection of the people in the country and not fuel a spread. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hazy's Day 2020, the year of the insanity now, I want to say, but still it's the year of the vision. This is a time to take and set forth and think about the things that are most important to you. Whether it be your family, your friends, yourself, or is it your money? Ladies and gentlemen, from 2020, the year of the vision. Hazy's Day, you know I love you all. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Peace.
Every politician, myself included sometimes, is just dancing around the issue. The American people get it. What? We got to reopen, and when we do, the coronavirus is going to spread faster, and we got to be ready for it.
This is a really dangerous virus, you know? It took a life from us.